Welcome to our channel Blender Tips. In this tutorial, you will learn that how to create this water simulation in Blender by using water fluid properties. In this tutorial, the water is ejected from this pipe and collide with this object which have a hole in the base of this object, and after passing through these holes the water is collected into this object. So how we can create this beautiful simulation? Let's start our video. Open the default Blender and delete everything. Press Shift A to add a plane and scale it. Enter into the edit mode and press E to extrude along Z-axis. Nice. Press 3 for face selection and select the above face and delete this face. Now back to the edge selection and select all the upper edge of this plane by pressing Shift and press S to scale beautifully. Back to the object mode, and in modifier I select solidify modifier to give the thickness of to this plane. Increase this thickness as you like. Nice. Now press Shift A to add another plane and press 7 for top view and scale this plane as you like. Press 1 to the front view and press G to Z along, move this plane along Z axis somewhat here. Enter into the object mode and E along Z axis and select this face, select face selection and select this face and delete, and also select all the above edge of this and scale it. Back to the object mode and add solidify modifier to increase the thickness. Nice. Back to the edit mode and select face selection and I want to make some grid in this plane, the liquid flow from these grid. So I remove this modifier first and subdivide this plane the numbers as you like. Now from select I select checker, deselect and press D to delete these faces. Beautiful. Back to the object mode and now I add the solidify modifier to increase the thickness. Now it's look better. Press 1 to the front view and press Shift A to add a curve. From here I select path and move this path along Z-axis and now X-axis. Some more. Beautiful. Press dot to focus it and enter into the edit mode and move these points to make this curve something like this. Now select this object data properties, and from here I select geometry and give to the bevel to this curve to make a pipe. Nice. Back to the object mode, sorry, front view, and from here convert this curve into the mesh. Press shift A to add a UV sphere and scale it. This act like a flow object from this pipe. Beautiful. Nice. Now I want to add a cube and scale it, which act like domain in fluid simulation. Select here from wireframe mode and move this somewhat. Here it cover the flow object and these effectors. Beautiful. Now select the sphere and in physics properties I select fluid, and this is our flow object, and here the types, flow type is liquid and the behavior is inflow. Beautiful. I also give some initial velocity to this flow along x-axis. For this select initial velocity, and here I type 2 meter per second because the flow water eject from this pipe and some flow along x direction. Beautiful. Now select this mesh and I assign it as a effector, the collision when the water flow from this pipe and collide with this object and passes from the meshes the holes in this object. Also make it planar. Beautiful. And select this object and also make it effector. Nice. Now select the domain, and here the domain type is liquid and the resolution I put 60. You can also increase the resolution. Now run the simulation and check the result. Beautiful. The water is ejecting from this pipe and collide with this object, and the holes which I made in this object, the water passes through these holes and then move to the next object. From here the water is collected into this object bowl, say bowl. Beautiful. Nice. Now I assign material to these system. For this I enter into the shading mode and select domain. From here I select mesh. Material I have an asset browser. Select here the asset browser and here material. I assign some glass type material. say this material, and from here I select mesh. Beautiful. Now the water like material is added to the flow object. Now I assign the material to this system. For pipe, I select some metal like material, say this material, beautiful. And for this mesh type, I select another metal material like this metal, beautiful. And now I assign material to the last object. I select some bricks type material, and from here I select back to the timeline and run the simulation again. Beautiful. The water is ejecting from this pipe and collide with this object, having holes in the middle of this object, and then the water passing from these holes enter to the next object. Beautiful. So in this way you can easily create a water simulation in Blender by using physics fluid properties, in which you should have three different fluid properties to apply different three objects, like I select sphere for a water flow from this pipe, and a cube which is act like a domain, and these objects act like a effector, or also called Kulian object. So thanks for watching.